This tutorial is to show you how to create a new audio file, how to record, do some basic editing, and how to save your file correctly. Okay, here we go. So first thing, when you open up Adobe Audition, we're going to go to File, New, then Audio File. You know, the dope thing about Adobe Audition, it has multiple shortcuts. And as you learn and get familiar with Adobe Audition, you'll find your own workflow that works best for you. But say if you just open it up and don't have any sessions or anything open, a shortcut is to come right here where it says waveform, right? If I click on waveform, this box pops up, right? When this box pops up, I have this little mantra that I would share with my students to get them to remember certain things. And that's don't skip these steps. 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 I'm intentionally obnoxious. We're repeating that because where most mistakes happen is right here in the beginning where students skip steps. You want to just open up the file, you want to hit OK because you're in a rush. You want to hurry up and get the recording began and get the project start on the project. But when you skip on these steps, you're going to mess out and cause yourself really wasting more time than necessary. So slow down, take the necessary time to follow these steps. Do not skip these steps. And the first step is the file name. It's very important in your organizational skills, keeping your folders, organized, because you don't want to spend more time trying to find a file than it took for you to work and produce the file. Okay, so name that file. So today I'm going to call this essay for Sean Anthony. I'm gonna call it 711 demo. VO for voiceover. Be very detail oriented in naming your file. Some people even put the date. Today is February the 12th, 23. That's fine. But you want to identify, there's a couple of things that I think that is important when naming an audio file, especially pertaining to voiceover work. I always like to put the client name, my name, which is essay, the initials, and the client name is 711. And then I'm putting VO so that you know that this is a voiceover. And I'm adding the date, okay? Don't skip these steps. The next step is going to be sample rate. Sample rate. Now, this is where you want to be cautious of what the client preferences are, the client preferences. Before, as an example, the standard. So what is sample rate? I'm not going to really deviate and dive too deep into that, but basically this is audio engineering vernacular, okay? The thing that you need to really remember is what to have the settings at. Basically, it's the rate in which the audio is being sampled, being recorded, the measure of the hertz of the audio that's being recorded. In a nutshell, okay? Most audio that you listen to on your radio, whether it's music and or commercials, is recorded at 44,100 hertz, okay? Some audio is recorded at 48,000. For sake of preference, my preference, I'm your bootleg client, okay? I'm your bootleg client, and I want my audio set at 44,100, okay? So don't skip these steps. File name, sample rate, set it to 44,100, and then the channel. Again, this is another thing that goes with preference. Some clients prefer to record in mono. I prefer to do my voiceovers in stereo. Again, this is not a right or wrong way. This is a preference, preferably the person who's paying the talent. Most clients aren't going to really know what the settings are going to be, but this is when you're dealing with maybe ad agencies that have a specific preference that they like to produce voiceovers and stuff like that. So you get whoever's paying you what their preference is. If they don't know, just proceed on. But have the sample rate at 44/100, channel set to stereo. And the last thing, another audio engineering vernacular is bit depth. We're going to set that to 32 float. That's the highest quality. So file name, sample rate, channel set to stereo, bit depth set to 32 float, and then you're going to hit OKKK. Boom. Now, this is what it looks like when doves cry. Psych, nah, I'm just playing. Corny joke, but I'm still cool. Anyway, this is what it looks like when you're ready to record. This view is called waveform, okay? Not to confuse with multitrack. See how waveform is highlighted in blue? That's the view that we are looking at. Waveform, okay? One thing I like to do is get my levels right. Levels is very important when it comes to audio. Excuse me. So you see I hit record down here, and these are the levels that we're watching down here. Now, one thing I like to tell my students is, how do I know when my levels are correct? Well, one thing I say is, red is dead, red is dead, red is dead. You see how the levels is in the red? Red is dead. Yellow is hello, hello, yellow, hello. That's the sweet spot, right? That's where I want to be. Sweet like candy, sweet like corn. Yellow, hello. And green, turn it down a little bit. Green is just okay. Green is just okay. So red is dead. Yellow is hello. Green is just okay. That's how you want to make sure that your levels are right. And of course, whatever board you're using, or if you're using an interface like I'm using, you adjust your levels accordingly. And make sure when you're trying to get your levels to do voiceovers that you are projecting at the level that you are going to be recording. You don't want to get your levels while you're talking like check 1 2, check 1 2 1 2, check 1 2. And you're thinking yellow, hello, and you're cranking the volume all the way up. You're adjusting your levels all the way up. And then when you go to produce your commercial, it's overmodulated. It's in the red, okay? So I tell students all the time, when you're trying to get your levels, count to 20. If you can't count, if you don't know your numbers, say your ABCs. If you don't know your ABCs, sing a little Baby in Them song or something. Just keep talking and project so that you can get the proper levels, okay? Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, now I got my levels good, and now I can hit the space bar to stop recording. You see how that highlights everything, and everything that's highlighted, I can edit or delete. So I'm just going to hit delete on my keyboard. Boom, easy peasy. Another thing I always share with students is, you know, I notice when students go in to record, they'll hit record and they think they got to hurry up and stop recording real quick. Like, just listen. This is digital audio. So when you hit record, let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Let it roll. Because anything that we don't need, we can easily highlight it and delete it and move on to the next thing. Okay. So don't worry about having to stop record real quick. Just let it roll. Okay. And whenever you're done, whatever you don't need, you can highlight it and delete it. Okay. There's no rush. Take your time. So now that I got my levels right, now I have my script, my copy, and I've read over it a few times. I've gotten familiar with it. Now it's time for me to begin the recording process of a voiceover. So I'm going to go. So it's 2 a.m. and you're starving. So it's 2 a.m. and you're starving. Nothing in the fridge and nothing in the cupboards. You don't even have dog biscuits hanging around. You don't even have dog biscuits hanging around. You think about cooking, but then you remember the 3-alarm fire you started last time you tried using the stove. Well, check out 7-Eleven. Well, check out 7-Eleven. There's got to be one right near you. They've got everything from burgers to tacos. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you need something late, check out 7-Eleven. There's got to be one right near you. There. Now, one thing I want you guys to notice is that when I messed up, right, when I had to make adjustments or I had to clear my throat, I did not stop recording. I did not stop recording. And that's the beauty of post-production. Don't worry about messing up. Newsflash, red alert, you will mess up. Everyone messes up when they're recording voiceovers. So don't stop and start recording every time you mess up. That messes up the flow. What you want to do is you want to start getting into a rhythm. So just when you hit record, don't even think about stop recording until you go through the whole entire copy, okay? Hit record, go through it. When you mess up, take a pause, a deep breath, and restart that sentence over from the beginning of where you messed up. Don't try to fix it in the middle of where you messed up at, because it makes it more challenging during the editing process. It's easier for you to edit if you pause, take a deep breath, and start that sentence over from the beginning, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the like button, drop a comment below, and also share this video. Be looking out for another video tutorial on Adobe Audition. Thanks.